All right, let's just jump right into it. You've done something most people who start a learning series literally never do. You finished it. 10 days, 10 intense classes. You have completely rewired how you interact with artificial intelligence. So in this explainer, look, we're not just learning another new trick. No, we are building the permanent operating system that makes your new expert Claude usage your absolute unbreakable default. Let's take a really quick second to look back at this incredible journey. Think about the sheer volume of what you've absorbed in just the first half of this series. Boom, 27 power phrases in a flash. Boom, the 3-ingredient rule for writing that just completely changes how you draft. You got the 3-step document intelligence workflow, slicing right through your reading time, and that 4-step Excel session. I mean, you are no longer just typing questions into a chat box, you are commanding a full-blown system. And we didn't stop there, right? We moved right into the architecture-first presentation approach. We mastered that massive 4-phase expert session architecture for your high-stakes decisions. You completely unlocked the strategic toolkit, using Claude to steelman the opposite position and run pre-mortems. You even tackled Python automation for your most manual business tasks. You have built a world-class foundation of advanced capabilities here. Section 1. The hard stop. Defeating the forgetting curve. Okay, right now, we need a hard stop, because here's the direct and honestly kind of uncomfortable truth. What you do from this point forward is entirely a function of one variable. And it's not your intelligence, it's not your motivation, and it's definitely not your time. It is your system. Because the hidden antagonist threatening literally everything you just learned is the forgetting curve. Documented way back in 1885, it proves that if you just close this explainer and go back to your normal work patterns, within 30 days you're going to retain less than 20% of this material. And worse, you'll apply less than 10% of it to your actual work. Those 27 power phrases, they're going to fade. The document analysis workflow reverts right back to manual reading. Conscious application fades, guys. Systematized habit endures. So we absolutely have to defeat this curve. Section 2. The arsenal. Building the 4 assets. To beat the forgetting curve, we're not relying on willpower. No way. We are going to methodically build your arsenal. 4 concrete assets. A personal context document, a prompt template library, a daily Claude workflow, and a 30-day improvement plan. Let's walk through building these 4 pillars together, step by step. The very first asset is the 200-word context document. Every expert session starts here. It tells Claude exactly who you are and the constraints governing your work. It's got 5 key elements. First, your professional identity, your role and seniority. Second, your audience, who actually evaluates your work. Third, your competitive context, your current professional challenges. Fourth, your communication style. Do you want the output direct, detailed? And fifth, your current priorities. Setting this up automatically calibrates Claude's knowledge and tone immediately at the start of every single session. Now check out this heavy-hitting build prompt. You literally tell Claude to act as a senior executive coach, answer those 5 questions we just covered, and have Claude write the 200-word context document for you. Save that output. Seriously, I cannot stress this enough. This 200-word document is worth more to your long-term productivity than any single technique in this entire series. It is your absolute foundation. Asset number 2 is your template library. Look, the single most common reason professionals revert to vague, lazy prompts is simply the cognitive effort of writing a fresh prompt from scratch every time. We get to completely eliminate that today. You need to identify your top 8 recurring task types. Things like client communication, internal reporting, or strategic analysis. Whatever it is, these must reflect your actual recurring work, not just theory. To generate this, you paste your context document into Claude along with this prompt. Notice how structurally brilliant this is. You ask Claude to identify those 8 tasks based on your specific context, and then build complete, reusable templates with bracketed variables for the specific details. You save these templates, and I promise you, within 2 weeks, the time you save becomes completely invisible because deploying them is just a reflex. This structurally guarantees a custom library. Moving on to asset 3. This is the behavior changer, your daily Claude workflow. I want you to visually paint a picture of your calendar filling up with these 4 friction-free touchpoints. First, a tiny 5-minute morning orientation to challenge your daily plan. Second, a 10-minute pre-meeting prep where Claude anticipates objections. Third, a quick 3-minute communication drafting session using your new templates for those really tough emails. And finally, a 3-minute end-of-day reflection to analyze what you should delegate or automate tomorrow. It is so little time committed, yet they become as automatic and vital as checking your inbox. Asset 4 is your 30-day improvement plan. You know, most training programs skip this entirely, but we break it down into 3 distinct phases. Days 1 to 10 is consolidation. You just run your baseline system and templates without exception. Days 11 to 20 is integration. This is where you run full, deep expert sessions on real strategic challenges and start adding new templates. And then days 21 to 30 is expansion. You're moving from simply running automatic habits to integrating incredibly deep strategic challenges into your day-to-day workflow. And during that expansion phase, something truly magical happens. Because the most reliable way to consolidate expert knowledge is to teach it, right? So I want you to picture this vivid scene. You sit down with a colleague. You spend just 30 minutes walking them through the 3 power phrases from day 1. And you just watch their expression completely change. Their eyes literally widen when they see what Claude produces based on your instruction. Teaching reveals your own knowledge gaps, sure, but it also builds this amazing network effect of AI-literate colleagues right there around you. So how do you know you've actually arrived? What are the behavioral benchmarks of transitioning from all that conscious effort to just default expertise? Well, it looks like this. Context anchoring is totally automatic. You effortlessly run the 4-phase architecture on your big decisions. You haven't Googled an Excel formula in 30 days because you just asked Claude instead. I mean, let that sink in for a second. And when someone asks how long a task took, your honest answer is routinely way shorter than it would have been 6 months ago, yet the quality is distinctly higher. Section 3, 6 months later, the widening gap. Let's execute a little narrative time jump here. Fast forward 6 months into the future. We're looking at the profound ripple effect of systematizing these skills. Because, let's be real, this isn't just about saving 5 minutes on an email. On one side, you have the casual user. They dabble, they manually draft. Their output speed is totally static. Now look at the expert user on the other side. That's you sitting at your desk. You have a default system, automated templates. But here is the real secret. You take the time you saved, and you reinvest it into deep thinking and higher value work, which produces better outputs, which creates more time. You are working faster, you're thinking clearer, and the gap between you and your peers is visibly, rapidly widening every single month. We've reached the end of the explainer, and I want to leave you with this really powerful direct thought from our source material. The wall between professionals who work with AI and those who work without it is real, it is growing, and it is now behind you. You have the foundation. You have the system. So the only question left is, what impossible thing are you going to go build first?